Ruth McCracken and Trissetta Washington, two top-notch career and business strategists, are here to help you defy standards and break boundaries. Join them as they share powerful insights that have already impacted thousands of people and will have a major impact on your career, life balance, and business.
Hey, everybody. Hey, Trissetta. Day in a life here.
You
Hey.
as usual.
Yes, it's always a joy to see you. I'm going to just jump right on in because I'm so excited. We be talking behind the scene, getting ourselves all pumped up. You know how they have a pep rally before the game or when the coaches are in the locker rooms?
Look, we have a whole pre-show. We have a whole show before the show.
A whole show before the show because it matters and because mine matters. And we're going to jump right in because go ahead and you don't want to miss it. You don't want to be the only one talking about it because if you know to be true that your mind matters, the topic that we're going to share on part 4 for this series is the power of connection, most importantly in the workplace. So go ahead and grab your favorite beverage. I got mine here, and grab a few peers and some friends and some guy friends, girlfriends, doesn't matter. And I want you to grab some notes, your notepad and your pen, because you want to go in. We want you to walk away not with the knowledge, but also the understanding about it. So let's just jump in. Is that all right? So awesome. So the first thing we want to talk about is we want to be able to share with you who we are. Because if you're coming in, you're perhaps wondering who are these wonderful light beings that are coming inside of your news feed or your platform while we're streaming here live. I am Ruth, and listen, high professionals come to us anywhere between mid-level and up because they're saying, Ruth, I'm done, and I'm done with them thinking that way too, because I feel their need when it comes to not being recognized, to now wanting to be standing out as superstars so that they can be able to explore ways on rewarding themselves in a way by being a magnet to those premium companies who can then see them to have a part of the table, have a seat at the table. And if that is you, where you're wanting to perform in a way where you're now being heard, you're now being seen, and most importantly, being rewarded for your gifts of services that you do in the workplace, then go ahead and hit me in the comments or message me directly. I will personally reach out to you to see how you can be a fit within our Promote Yourself programs that we have to offer for high performers like yourself.
And I am Coach Trissetta. And basically, what I do is partner with ambitious women in leadership to help them overcome burnout and overwhelm by using an approach that really combines time management strategies with intentional self care. It's what I like to call balanced ambition. So I draw from my 25 plus years of experience. I know I don't look like it in operations management. And I provide really tailored solutions that help them to increase productivity while creating sustainable success, which then empowers them to achieve their goals without sacrificing their health or well-being. So if that's you, if you're feeling stressed out, burnt out, and overwhelmed, I don't want you to stay in that place. I want you to create balanced ambition. Go ahead, shoot me a DM or drop a comment below, and I'll circle back around and we can have a conversation. And speaking of balance and well-being, one of the ways we can do that is through connecting with our colleagues, with our coworkers in the workplace. And I'm excited for us to talk about this topic on today.
Yeah, I think it matters, and a lot of people are maybe silently speaking among themselves or perhaps with their peers on what would the life look like in your workplace by building really keen relationships, not only just for the sake of you, but also to impact on your mental health and job satisfaction with your other surrounding peers within the workplace as well. Because it's never fun to be the only one to show up at the party, right? You want to be able to get the benefits of positive workplace relationships. Well, let's just jump in and tell you what those are, because positive workplace relationships offer several benefits. Number one, increased job satisfaction. You must be able to know how to build positive relationships with your colleagues, your co-workers, however you want to describe them. Here's the truth. You want to foster superior way of what is the better way of a sense of belonging, of a sense of being recognized, as I talked about earlier, a sense of having the support and leading to higher satisfaction when when you have that positive interaction and connections at
Yeah.
your workplace. You want to feel like, oh my gosh, the joy is not missing. I want to be feeling fulfilled. You're more likely going to get those enjoyment in your job and feel fulfilled in your role. What's the next one? I want you to think about improving. What ways to improve collaboration and teamwork? Oh my gosh. I speak to my clients, the top 60% of our clients who are performing, they know this to be true because these are part of the C's that I always talk about. And one of the C's is collaboration. It's a more receptive word. It's a positive, inviteful way of saying, hey, what ways can I help? What ways can I now promote an effective collaboration and framework? And when you're building these individual relationships, right, you want to know what ways can I pretty much zeal out a happy awareness of a positive relationship that's more likely to communicate in a way that your delivery is being resonated to the person that you're communicating to, right? Share ideas. Also, become more aware on what ways can you work together, again, collaboration, towards common goals that maybe resonate with you. You may be more of an organizer, while that other person may be more of a process improvement. They're all about structure. They're all about what ways can we maximize more productivity. Let's go ahead and enhance that together by being more creative and be more of a problem solver type of leader. And, what else can we share with them? That's definitely going to be a great benefit in terms of positive workplace relationships, Trisetta.
Yeah. Um, it also helps to enhance communication between your colleagues as well as the other leaders within your organization. So when you have open and honest communication with your colleagues, with your team members, that enables you to create this trust and this level of trust and this level of respect for one another that enables you to be able to avoid conflict or at least address conflict quickly and resolve it in a
Mm,
respectful manner, right? So when you are clear and effective with your communication, because if it's one thing for you to feel like you're being clear, it's another thing to actually be effective in your communication, because it really comes down to you as the messenger ensuring that the person that you're speaking with understands the message that you are trying to convey. It is the onus is on you, not on the other person. So you've got to um, do things to make sure that you are communicating effectively and ensuring that the receiver is hearing the message you are trying to convey in a respectful manner. It also can help to some benefits of really strengthening connections in the workplace is that it can help with your career and your career growth and development, right? We talk a lot about network on this podcast, right? We talk a lot about networking and those connections
who
that
likes
you make.
networking? Because I know some people may tell you something different when it comes. Go ahead and put in the comments, how has networking experience been for you?
Yeah. But it's so important. I've gotten jobs, many jobs, because of people that I knew, relationships that I had. And not only that, but prior working relationships that
Yes.
I've had, right? So you don't want to discount the relationships you have in the workplace, and you don't want to leave like a negative taste in people's mouths. You want to cultivate good relationships so that it can help to benefit your advancement in your career, recommendations for jobs,
Mm,
or giving a heads up that a job opening is coming up in a different department or within another company from someone that you know within your network. And then also, one of my favorite things, it can also reduce stress and increase your overall well-being when you've got your work bestie, right?
yes.
When you've got your work bestie, it makes it so much easier for you to be engaged in what it is that you are doing there, because let's face it, the work environment it's called work for a reason, right? There are things it can be drudgery sometimes, and having someone that you feel connected to and close with
Gosh.
that's kind of down there in the trenches with you can really make things go a lot more smoothly. And you have someone that you can lean on, that you can go to when pressure gets a little much.
Yes,
And
I'm sure people in the
you can
audience
feel
can relate to that.
stress.
And
Yeah.
building those close relationship, having a bestie, or what they like to call a work wife or work husband. Like you want to be able to have that because that's the human part of you, the human
Yeah.
connection. Let us know in the comments that you know to be true that having a sense of belonging and a sense of building that key relationship with someone that sees you and hears you and that you can confide on. Yeah.
Yep.
And then
Awesome.
I think another one we want to talk about where a lot of people may want to zoom in as well, maybe even press replay back later, is positive organizational culture.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. This is the area where a lot of leaders need to pay attention, pay close attention,
I
even
agree.
at times, because you want to be able to create this workplace positive relationship that is prevalent to being able to be there for your team, being there for your peers, because it matters that you're seeing yourself as a key contributor to a positive organizational culture.
Hmm.
A culture of trust, number one, respecting and collaboration, which attracts, by the way, others to now be saying, hey, raising their hands more, being able to say, oh, I can do that. I can help you with that. Now you'll be able to see a lot of your talents that you didn't even know you had within one organization, because now you're able to become more aware on reframing and creating that positive culture and organizational culture, if you will. What else can it do? It can also boost employees' morale. That's the major one
Yeah.
right there. It's so viable. Yes. Let us know in the
Yeah.
comments that is your employee morale starting to decline, or do you see that what ways can you benefit from this? You can do this by enhancing the overall work environment. Who do you have as leaders? Are you training and developing them in a way that they're now leveraging their people part of them? Yes. Now let's talk
Yeah.
about some of the challenges, because that's the part where I know you to be true that, you know what, these are some of the challenges within our organization. Maybe it is impacting our culture. Maybe it is perhaps declining our momentum. And when it comes to recognizing the worth and the value of our employees and as well as our peers, communication issues. Who can say in the comments that you all having massive communications with your manager or your team members, or perhaps maybe different departments because everybody's working silo? You got to have effective communication is vital for healthy workplace relationships. But challenges such as miscommunication, misunderstandings, ooh, and lack of clarity can also arise. What else? Another one, conflict and disagreements. Can we not just say we can agree to disagree sometimes and see what ways can we compromise, right? The workplace relationship can face conflicts and disagreements due to difference in opinions, work styles, and conflict of goals, right? Disagreeing can also escalate and create tension, which can also
Yeah.
impact your health and mental health at the same time. And how are you addressing those? Let us know in the comments if are you even addressing it, or do you just go to bed at night and sleep with it?
Yeah.
What
And
other ways?
complaining about it is not addressing it.
Oh, heavens no. 1,000% agree with you on that. And what other ways can we, help them see the challenges of workplace relationship?
Well, there can end up being some power struggles within an organization when it comes to relationships,
Yeah.
specifically because of hierarchical structures, and varying levels of authority. There can be some power imbalances that show up in the workplace that
Yeah.
impact the communication, impact decision making, impact collaboration, and all these different dynamics can create tension within your organization and
Mhm.
hinder an open dialogue. Everyone's having the meeting after the meeting or the sidebar meetings instead of addressing
Right.
things out in the open. And that really can start to deteriorate the overall dynamic of your organization culture and your team. So,
Mhm.
we're sharing all these challenges with you, but I promise you, we're not going to leave you out here in a lurch. We're going to share with you some strategies on how you can overcome these as well.
Absolutely.
You want to take the next one, Ruth?
Yeah. So, and let us know in the comments as well, because this is the part where a lot of people maybe when I talk to my, our clients and even potential high performers who are looking for guidance, because they said, Ruth, I want to be able to have that work-life balance, but I'm just not sure how to set those boundaries. right? Work-life balance boundaries. Let's talk about these challenges. Balancing personal and professional boundaries in a workplace, relationships can be overwhelmed and become a heavy challenge. Yes or yes? Overstepping on boundaries, and such as excessive, what is it? Reliance and dependency on maybe or colleagues, and intruding, number one, on personal time. You may get a text at 10 o'clock in the evening. Hey, can you go ahead and batch these files for me? Or hey, can you work in the middle of Saturday? You're in a birthday party or whatever the case may be. But now you're now getting this blurry of professional and personal relationship. You're juggling being the soccer mom and then having to be the executive leader within the board. This can lead to discomfort. Let us know if you can agree that it strains on so many levels, on various levels. So you got to be able to establish clear boundaries. We're going to talk about the
Yeah,
strategies because we want to
absolutely.
walk away and drive this home on what ways can we improve? What ways can we make sure that our mind do matter in the workplace by doing those power connections?
Yeah. And then there's also, you can also have some cultural and diversity issues that pop up
Yeah.
when you have different cultural differences or different values or different perspectives within your department or within your organization. And that can really create some challenges in being able to build those relationships. So when you have those cultural misunderstandings, biases, and
Mm,
unconscious biases, that can that can affect your interactions with your colleagues. It can impact the trust that you have between your colleagues, and it can also really negatively affect your ability to collaborate on projects and different tasks within your organization. So navigating and embracing diversity really requires this cultural sensitivity and an inclusive
absolutely.
mindset. And so those are kind of the main challenges that can come up. This is not an extensive list, but these are the main challenges.
Those are the main popular ones. Let's know in the
Right.
comments which one you may see to be the most popular one based on the ones that we just talked about. Yeah, for
Or
sure.
what you experience the most within the organizations you've been a part
Yeah,
of, right?
yeah,
What have you seen? We want to know what you've seen.
absolutely.
So yeah, but like I said, we're not going to leave you in a lurch. We're not going to just leave you here with, oh
Yeah.
my gosh, there's all these things that can go wrong. We want to equip you with some strategies, with some tools that are going to help you to nurture those positive workplace relationships. And one of
Absolutely.
those is to foster open communication.
Mm,
Really try to create a culture within your working sphere. If you're not the leader of the organization, but maybe you're a frontline employee or even in management, but you want to create this establish a culture of open and honest communication. That means encouraging regular dialogue, using your
absolutely.
active listening skills, and being respectful when you are providing feedback to colleagues, especially in front of other colleagues. You
That
want to make
part.
sure that you are being clear, that
Yeah.
you are being transparent when you communicate so that you're not creating space for there to be misunderstandings. And then you also want to make sure that you're promoting a collaborative atmosphere. So,
Yes. Don't have
make
favorites.
sure that you're open
Right.
with your
Why are you always
communication.
picking him or her or they to do certain things? You want to be equally, balancing out who you want to help prime to be successful. Let's be
Absolutely.
mindful on maybe not having a one main go-to person, you know? Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
What's next,
Ano-
Ruth?
Another one, I love this one because this one hits home the most when I'm having my workshops and intensives. They say, Ruth, I just want to be seen, which is no
Yes.
appreciation. Like, I'm given all of this tasks and workload, managing, training and development, providing mentorship, but it'll be so much easeful if I can get an expressive appreciation. Let us know in the comments if this is you, that you've experienced that I'm not getting recognized, but you want to be able to start creating a culture of recognition for the contributions, great work, giving each other high fives in the workplace, right?
Yeah.
Like acknowledging the efforts and the skills that they provide and achievements. And simply put, just the gestures by saying thank you,
Right.
you know?
It goes a long way.
It
It
goes
goes
a
a really long
major
way to just simply say thank you to someone. I have left multiple jobs because I did not feel valued and appreciated, right? You don't want to lose your best employees or your best team members because you're not appreciating them.
You're not giving compliments when it's well deserved at that moment,
Yeah,
regardless of how you may feel on something else that they may have done. But at that moment, if they did something that really deserved that gratification, let's take a pause for the cause. Or
absolutely.
publicly recognizing them in the team meetings or the town halls, where you can go a long way in building positive relationships. It is a domino effect. You
It
want to be
is.
able to rein that type of energy in them so they can then explore and say, hey, you would love to work at my spot and my company, and they be your word of referral. You got to build trust. Another one. This is a really great strategy on being able to trust is more like an essential for positive workplace relationships. Be reliable.
Yes.
Follow through on your commitments. Like in the back of your head, you're probably thinking you maybe bit more than you can chew, then stop and be fully trustworthy, be fully into your transparency. Be confident that I know where I can be needed, and I trust that I can be leveraging building overtime through consistent actions and demonstrating my integrity in interacting with other peers by building that trust and credibility. And you also, like you mentioned earlier, fostering collaboration.
Yes.
You want to foster an environment that's actively seeking opportunities to collaborate. This is a major C for me in my acronym CCC. One of them is collaboration, as I mentioned, as far as enhancing and encouraging sharing ideas, pulling resources, because some others may have a higher skill set when it comes to presentations or when it comes to consultative and engagement. You may
Right.
have them on the front line because they are more of a people person. They show empathy by, you know, being more diverse in that area. And then also you want to collaborate because it promotes a sense of what? Collective achievement. When you do
Yes.
it in a corporate in a union setting, it creates and I promise you, it creates some sort of halo or aura in the business to where there's a rhythm going because
Yeah.
everyone's in sync, everyone's in alignment, and they want to see things overcome on this daunting way of going into the workplace. Oh my gosh, I don't feel like coming in today. I don't even want to be, I don't want to be bothered because the foster collaboration is not even in existence. Then you want to practice empathy. That's another fabulous way of increasing your benefits in the workplace by power connection. Have you fostered that? Let us know in the comments. That is empathy even part of the DNA of your workplace? Cultivating
Mm,
empathy by putting yourself in other people's shoes. Seek to understand their perspectives, their challenges, and needs. Meet them where they are. Show
right.
empathy and be actively listening. Use that to your advantage. Be quick be slow to speak and quick to listen, right? Isn't that an old great ancient saying? I think it's powerful and it's definitely necessary to be leveraged within the workplace. And then what else?
Be respectful, right?
Oh,
I mean, I hate that we have to say that, but it's just true. Not everyone is respectful in this day and age, and so you want to make sure that you're treating your colleagues with respect and professionalism, regardless of the position that they hold, whether they are in the C-suite or they're sweeping the floors. It doesn't matter. You want to treat them with respect and professionalism. You
absolutely.
value the different perspectives and don't be sitting around gossiping and talking negatively about other people. When you are able to be respectful to your colleagues, it really helps to cultivate this positive work environment that fosters positive relationships, right? That where you can create those positive connections that are going to support not only your own personal career and development activities, but also the advancement of the organization as a whole, right? And then also be supportive, offer support to your colleagues. When, if you know that Jane is working on this major project and your workload is a little lighter and she is like about to pull her hair out, hey, go
Yes.
offer some assistance to Jane.
Even if
Maybe
you don't
provide
like her, put your differences aside. Put your
right,
differences aside.
right.
This is showing who you are in terms of offering support, being a
That
service
part right there,
leader.
right? Because when
Mhm.
you don't have, I want to say, I'm glad you brought that up, Ruth, because I want to say this. You don't have to like everyone that you work with to be able to work well together,
Agree. Agree.
right? So you want to, being able to work with someone and offer support to them because it's a benefit to the team as a whole.
Yes.
Show some care, show some support
Yeah.
so that you can create this sense of camaraderie within your department or within your organization. And
Agree.
that's going to help to strengthen those relationships.
I think we're going to challenge our audience by doing that. Let us know in the comments that you may want to put aside and just say, you know what, I want to offer the service part of me. What ways
Yeah.
can I better serve? And then another way you can also do is resolve conflicts constructively.
Yep.
Do it with, like you said, care. Do it with the mindfulness of, I'm speaking to another human being. Therefore, I want to address the conflicts or disagreement properly in a way that is constructive. Who can relate that? Maybe sometimes you find yourself having to go back, you know what, I could have done that better. What lesson learned did I learn by doing it the other way, by being more reactive than proactive? You want to approach conflicts with a focus on finding some mutual benefit, finding a meeting of the mind, create solutions rather than, placing the blame. Who has blame syndrome peers that you may now want to be the person that have the primary say, you know what, I'll go ahead and be the first one to say, hey, listen, let's be more active listeners. Let's showcase our empathy more better. Let's open our dialogue to resolve conflicts and restore positive relationships versus sitting back and watching two kitties in their dust, in their little, what do you call the sand field where they're there and they're just having a rah moment. You want to be able to genuinely, yes, you want to be able to genuinely connect and build and showcase that you want to minimize and resolve those conflicts. Building personal connections is another game changer. Take time to get to know your colleagues a little bit more personal on a level where you now can say, oh, no, that's why. Oh, okay. Then that makes sense. Engage in small talk. Show interest in their lives outside of work. Maybe they're part of a mission or doing community sponsorships. And now you're looking at them in a different you're looking through them through the eyes of source and not through animosity or envious or jealousy, right? And finally, you want to be a positive influence. Oh my gosh. If we can maintain a positive attitude, this is what's going to increase your behavior. Now saying, you know what, I need to remove some of those bad habits of behaving because my attitude may reflect a non-positive way, but you want to create that positive influence in the workplace. Yes. Let me know if you're agreeing that you moving forward, that's the energy that you're wanting to promote. Encourage support, be uplifting in the environment, demonstrate optimism, offering encouragement, promoting teamwork, and also let's know this to be true. Positivity is contagious. Why would you have a team of other flourishing leaders just walk away being a service leader, being able to build keen relationships and you not wanting to do the same? I think you will do. I think you'll give it some thought, right? And even give it some consideration as well. And so overall, we said quite a bit. We shared with you.
We did.
And let us know in the comments, is this resonating with you? Has this been massively helpful? Where now you have a different outlook on some of the challenges. Now that we've identified them with you, gave you some examples of them. Now you can walk away on some of the benefits and what ways you can actually put this to work and being able to have some strategies on nurturing positive workplace relationships. We would love to hear from you, letting us know if this is really kind of giving you a different set of lenses on how to overcome and attack certain relationships or relationship building within the work environment that you have now. And, we're excited. We're excited that you're here because we want you to know that we're wanting to disrupt the current environment. If you're not following us yet, go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and build this. Let us build this community together. Let us join in union that we matter. You matter. Your mind, my friend, matter, right? So it's always a joy. Thanks so much for coming in. Let us know in the comments that we continue to bring in the ways of breaking more boundaries, because we want to be able to create new rules and set the expectation that it's time to do a shift. It's time to create a new reality, because you want to be the biggest and better version of you. Yes or yes. In the meantime, continue having an amazing day, and we'll see you again next time.
Bye for now.
Join and subscribe with career strategist Ruth McCracken and business strategist Trisetta Washington to the Breaking Boundaries podcast each week. You too can experience the limitless potential of rewriting rules and creating an extraordinary future for yourself.